Hey, how y'all doing? This is Dave from the Sandhill Abstracts channel on YouTube. Thanks for coming to check out my video. We're going to go over what I keep in my go bag here. It's what works for me. Whatever you keep in yours is up to you, but maybe some of this stuff would help you know what to put in yours. We'll see. So, first off, I've got a piece of camouflage netting. It is about the perfect size to fit on top of my shelter. There's a bunch of different uses for this. If you check out my next shelter vid, I'll try to show exactly how I utilize this. So I'll set it to the side for now. We'll go straight into the large compartment. In the top of it, I keep my poncho. I use this as wet weather gear and as a shelter. I do have a video showing how to use this. If you want to, check that one out too. Put it in here. I keep some underclothes. These are a couple of t-shirts, a couple pairs of socks, and some underwear. It's in a small waterproof bag. It's worked out pretty well for me. It hasn't gotten wet. You can see what's in it, just some socks. Obviously you can use those for your feet, or you can use them at night for your hands when you're cold. It just depends on what you need to have them for. We have actually it's a reversible pack cover, and I like it because it is green on one side and it's orange on the other. So depending on what I'm trying to do, I can keep my level of concealment, or I can scream out that I'm here, come help me, or I'm not a threat, or I can use it for hunting, whatever I need to do. I've got a inline water filter for my Camelback. This pack has a hydration area built into it. In it I keep a 2-liter Camelback. This would go in line, so if the water source I was using I was not sure about, I can put this in line, and hopefully I have safe water to drink. I'll just do this. There you go. Alright. Along with the poncho for my shelter, I'm going to have 4 tent stakes and 4 or 5 bungee cords. These are the ones that I personally like. They're very, very lightweight. I would not use these to secure cargo, but they're very long. They're about 3 feet each. And the nice thing about using a longer bungee cord, you can tie a knot in it anywhere you need it and have a shorter bungee cord. So. My main comfort gear for my shelter is a USGI poncho liner. They keep you warm when you're cold. That's about their only function. That's what they're there for. And I use that instead of a sleeping bag in the spring, the summer, and the fall. And then if I needed to, I could switch out and use an actual sleeping bag in the winter time if it was too cold. But this has been pretty reliable down to snowy or icy conditions. In my shelter, I've got a hiker-sized air pad. It's just large enough to fit underneath a mummy bag, and this is the difference between being comfortable at night and not being comfortable. With the amount of heat that gets sucked right out of you through the ground, this is going to be a real layer of insulation for you. In the very bottom of the main compartment, I have what is just a kind of a souped up emergency blanket. This one is very much thicker than the little Mylar bags you actually see. It's got 2 different colors. It has a aluminum or a metal color, and then it's got a red side, as you can see. And what I've actually done is half of the aluminum side I have painted with just spray paint, and I've knocked that brightness off of it. This way, if I don't want to be seen but I still want to use the pad, maybe this helps me stay concealed. So. And then rounding out the main compartment is a compass and a signal mirror. Never used a signal mirror before. I just haven't had the opportunity, but the compass I use all the time when I'm outside, and it works great. So being a camouflage bag, obviously it makes it harder for people to see you. So if you're out training around or running around or whatnot, I've put a couple of Velcro and well, it's more than just Velcro. Obviously, it's a reflective tab. One's red, one's white. They are Velcro back, so they stick to the gear. You can put it on your hat. You can put it wherever you want. And hopefully, if you're out running around, maybe a car driving by doesn't run you over. If you want to be seen, it helps. They're Velcro backed, like I said, so you can take them off. I've got a small little waterproof case. This has a bunch of phone numbers that I would need. Maybe my cell phone got wet and it's not usable anymore. So I've got actual phone numbers that I would need. Mom, dad, sister, brother, chain of command, whatever you'd want written down in here. I've put enough money in this bag, or in this little case, to get me home. So for some people that might be 20 bucks, for some people that might be 50. I've got a few hundred. If I had to buy fuel, or if I had to get a bus ticket or whatever, maybe credit cards are not working, so having some extra cash is a good thing. I've got my big nice knife. This was made by Turning Outdoors out of Utah. Been a very good heavy bushcraft knife. I like it. I have a white light. This uses AAA's. Most of my gear does. That way I don't have to keep track of too many different battery types. A small fire starting kit. It's got a magnesium rod in there. It's got a ferro rod, some jute twine, and it's packed full of char cloth. Another light. This one goes on my ACH. It's got white lights, and it's got, well, if it'll go on, it's got blue lights. I don't know if that's actually visible on the camera or not. A couple 100 feet worth of flagging tape. If I'm trying to find my way somewhere, but I'm afraid that I might have to go back, or if someone is following me on purpose, I could lay this out and hopefully they can follow my trail. Good thing to have. Easily disposable, so you don't have to worry about spending too much money on that. It's a DC powered immersion heater. You can heat up water, you can heat up a can of soup, you can heat up ravioli, anything that you would want to heat up. You can stick this in it, plug it in your four-wheeler, plug it into your truck, wherever you would need to plug it in. Hopefully get you some heat. A full pack of AAA batteries. Like I said, most of my gear is all set for AAA or AA. Having a full brand new pack like this allows me to switch out all of my batteries at one time and know that everything that I have has got good batteries in it. Got some comfort stuff. This is some tea, some coffee, some creamer, and some sugar. Your state of mind will be affected by how comfortable you are, and anything you can do to be more comfortable while you're outside, do it. This helps me out. I've got a magnifying glass. I've taken the handle off and removed it. I've had this for a very long time, so it's pretty dang scratched up, but it still works very well, and I haven't had a reason to replace it yet. And it's got a nice little duct tape wallet, which was just boredom one night. A small white light, and red light. There's the red. I don't know if you can see that. Headlamp. Red time for real nighttime, obviously, and the white light can help out whenever. I got some more flagging type stuff. These are some clip-on reflective strips. Clip it onto a branch or whatnot. I would not use these to leave in the woods. I would use these if I know I'm going to return and I'm trying to follow a near enough similar path back out. Hopefully I can collect all those. and another little clip light. Got lots of little flashlights. There's the clip light. Put on your pocket or whatnot. You can see, use your hands. It's pretty cheap enough, and it's been fairly waterproof. There are some small zip ties. I'm not keeping these around for shelter. I keep these around for if a button pops off my pants, or if I've got to cinch something down to a piece of gear, any reason like that. If I were to need to use these for a shelter, I would, but that's not the only reason I have them in my bag. For a more shelter-size zip tie, I've actually got a bunch of these larger construction-size ones. It's never my intention to have to start zip tying pieces of logs together to try to make some improvised shelter, but I know I could if I needed to. On the side here, I got a pair of small binoculars. These are cheap. They're dang near disposable. I think I paid about 10 bucks. I would not feel bad if I broke them or if they got tore up, but they work really well. Pair of gloves, obvious. I've got a bunch of Ziplocs that have not been used. They were rolled up with the shape of the Ziploc and then put in another Ziploc bag itself. The one they're stored in may get little holes in it, but hopefully the ones inside stay fine. I have not folded it across the Ziploc itself, trying to keep that intact and not torn up. And then the last thing in that pocket is a huge piece of cordage. This is probably about 60 or maybe 80 foot of paracord. On this side, I've decided to put a 22 long rifle bolt carrier group for my rifle. It's got its own little tube, keeps it from getting tore up. I have one spare magazine and about 50 rounds of ammo. That's pretty much everything in the bag. You may notice that I did not have any actual food items. I try to keep between 6 and maybe a dozen MREs in my truck with me at all times. I eat them because I enjoy them, so I get them for free at work. It's a win-win for me. This pack has an extra little storage area that I can open up as needed, and I can fit 4, maybe 5 MREs that have been compacted down into that. Because I go through them so often and keep them rotated, I don't have any for this bag particularly. So I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up. I thank you for watching this channel. If you want to, I'm going to do an actual another vid or another episode on how to compact an MRE. If you want to, go ahead and go watch that over there. Totally as a side note, I'm reading a new book series called 299 Days. It's by Glenn Tate. He's got up to book 4 that has been released already on Amazon. And it's one of those book series that you just can't put down. So if you want to read something really good, run over to Amazon and try Glenn Tate's 299 Days. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.